It's here. I'm back, and it's here. And this is what you guys have been asking me about and asking me about and asking me about. I'm like, where is it? Why isn't it here? Did you order it? Is it here? What is it? It's here. The Glock Box 3.0 from TacPack. It just got here, just today. And so from what I understand, there is a problem. Some item wasn't there for all the boxes. I don't know, but it's here. This is what you guys have been waiting for and wanted to see. So I'm not even going to waste any time. I'm going to bad monkey my way into this box, and we are going to we're going to look at it. Now I'm going to start this video with the qualifier here that, like, guys, I'm totally open and I'm totally transparent with you about what I would consider myself, what I am ballsy enough to say I'm an expert on, what I know about, and where my knowledge gaps are. And quite frankly, Glock is a knowledge gap area for me. I have only had one. I don't have it right now anymore. I've never been a Glock bandwagon guy, but this is why do I have this box? Because it's a really popular thing that everybody wanted to see. And I'll tell you the truth, I have this box because we had a viewer who was willing to do it. Originally I wasn't going to do it because, like, I'm not a Glock kind of dude. But we have an awesome viewer who offered to do the usual thing, Kevin. Obviously, I'm not going to use his last name. But Kevin said, hey, I want you to be able to do this box. I'm going to buy it anyway. Would you like me to have it sent to you so that, we can take a look at it? And I said, sure. So I know what's in this box because I've asked for some knowledge on the things in this box so that I can speak a little, I'm not even going to say speak with authority, but I can speak without idiocracy about what's in this box. I'm sure that there are a lot of you guys out there that are a lot smarter on this than me, and so I welcome all the comments. I'm sure there's going to be some corrections to be made, but I did study up on some of the stuff that's in here, and I even, from one of my great dudes, one of my great Patreon dudes, I have some pictures of his stuff. He actually put some of this stuff on his Glock and then sent me pictures so that we could. I have some of the best people supporting this channel in the entire world. I couldn't ask for better. So we'll be able to cut to some of those things as we go. But this is a heavy box, and this is the majority of the weight in the box. But we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know if we're counting this. Yeah, 9, 10 items in the Glock 3.0 box. That is really cool. Especially like if you're not a Glock guy or gal or llama, I guess this box is not great for you. But we're just going to go line by line down. Look, it's like a nice cardstock list and everything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we're going to start with the ETS 9mm mag. It's got a value of $20, and that is easy. So polymer says it won't crack or break when dropped. Translucent body, it lets you see your ammo, but it's like blue. You know what this reminds me of? This translucent blue color. Let me see if I've got a light here so we can. It reminds me of Spyderco lightweight Manix 2, how they come in those nice dark blue colors. So it is 9mm. So if you're, now I know Glock comes chambered in many different, I think from what, 380 all the way up to, what do they have, 45. They've got correct me if I'm wrong, but they have 357 auto in Glock as well, 40 caliber, 9mm, 40. So if you're not a 9mm shooter, I guess you're SOL with this guy. Honestly, I wonder why it's not just clear, or why is it blue? Is that their thing? Is that their color? I don't know, but I don't have any 9mm rounds here. I have 40. I don't have 9mm. So 40 is my preferred round, by the way, in case you don't know. It is lightweight. It's plastic all the way around, plastic follower, except for the spring, of course. I guess there's not much to say about it. It is a plastic kind of polymer. Is it polymer or is it plastic? Does it say what it is? Is it acrylic? I don't know. It says extremely impact resistant. won't crack or break when dropped. But one of the things I was talking about with Dave today is that these little shoulders here, they would maybe possibly be a weak point in this thing, being plastic. I don't know. Being this, you know, I want to say I don't know if this is actually like a polymer. Like a polymer mag that I'm used to has a different feel, a thicker, little more, I don't know, this is very rigid feeling, and I'm not saying it's brittle, but again, this is not my expertise though. Like, you know, you want to sit me in front of a bunch of mags for like an AR or something or whatever, or you know, the short platforms that I'm familiar with, whatever. But I don't know. I wonder about these though. How much can they take before they might chip? Because, you know, if you don't, I mean, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. These are what's holding your rounds in, and if these crack and break, then this is a useless thing because they fling, you know, Wile E. Coyote style. But anyway, if you're a 9mm kind of dudette, llama-ette, whatever, cool item. Okay. Next is the TTI Grandmaster Spring Kit. Now, Taran Tactical, these are the dudes, correct me if I'm wrong, that turned Kanunu into John Wick. He actually learned how to shoot. That's not like he trained. You can find videos of it. So this is not a cheap little thing. This $45 kit here for a nice smooth trigger pull to 3 to 5 pounds with no gunsmithing. Yeah, 1075 heat treated tool steel, highly polished. The only connector that is electroless, nickel plated. Now, again, I've never used this, but I know how it works. I know the ins and outs and what it's for, and this will convert the internals for your trigger setup to make it nice and smooth and an easier pull. This is stuff that you can all do on your own, you know, if you have the skills. Not too hard to do. And again, Taran Tactical that's a big name. That's pretty cool. So $45 for that. Yeah, I mean, this is something like if I had it, again, I would install this. I would put this in for sure. They say Glock's 5.5, advertised 5.5 pound trigger pull actually measures at 7 to 7.75 pounds, and this brings it down to 3 to 5 pounds with no gunsmithing. So that's cool. Yeah, you need a little bit of skill, but you know what? I'm sure there's a YouTube video that tells you exactly how to install this. So definitely something that I would put on mine if I had one. Steel City Industry mid-height sights. Now this actually I do think is pretty cool. I like this a lot. So I'm going to open this up, and I promise I will put it away nicely in there so you don't lose any pieces. But so we've got your choice of red or green fiber optic. You got the green, you've got the red, and they're extra long, so you can adjust them. You can make some mistakes. You can, if you need to redo them at a later date, you can do that. I don't know if it's coming out on camera, but I got it great. I mean, nice and bright from my point of view right here. You know what I can do again to make sure that you can see them? We'll put them right there on camera. I'll just shine the light on it, like right. Is that, you know? The red's not coming out the way I want, but I mean, can you see how nice and bright it carries the light? These filaments, yeah. So you've got your front sight where you can put this in, and you can then, you know, through the I'm not going to walk through the whole process, but you can, this sits in, and you can see you've got lots of extra. So this is, you know, if you want to replace them, or you feel like you need to readjust them, you put them in, you kind of melt the ends a little bit. So, you know, you can, you once you've affixed them in, you can You can adjust them to where you want, and then lots of extra to play with. And then I think we have a tool in here too, specifically for that unique little Glock way of fixing that on there. I really like the red. The red is nice and bright. And then you've got your co-witness in the rear that dovetails on. So you've got this little sort of a custom sight setup. Now, what I really like about the things in this box, by the way, is that you've got several items that work together. I'm gonna switch gears even though we're going out of order. So here you've got your now this is by Bastion. Bastion makes some good stuff. I've got some knives by Bastion that I really like. So a magnetic hex sight tool for Glocks 17 through 41. So this little hex nut here is what, so you'd have to take the whole slide off. You know, you break it down, take the slide off, and then this feeds in from the bottom of the slide to hold your front sight on. But this little guy magnetically holds it on for you, so that you're not at risk of, like, you know, I mean, because this is hard to hold and get it into the recess just right. So this is going to hold it on for you and let you get it in there. And simple little tool, but nice little tool to have. You know, life is always easier when you have just that exact right tool. And so what is this? This is a $8, little $8 tool. And then that lets you, you know, because of the way it's shaped, you get just a nice little torque there. Hand tight, nothing crazy, but lets you secure that in. And then we're going to see later as we go the rear sight adjustment tool for that, putting it on. So these sights, $55. I think that these are a lot better than just, you know, some little white dots of paint. I think they're actually better too. That, you know, I've seen people do some luminous, you know, dots of paint on their sight. I kind of like these personally. That's me. I don't have this on any firearm that I've ever owned. I'd love a set of these for like a Springfield XD. I think that'd be awesome. So this is pretty cool. So far, I'm thinking the value, right? You know, is there. This I'm not too thrilled with. Like, if this is what I got, I'd be like, yeah. Especially me, I like 40. I have most of my stuff chambered in 40. This wouldn't be. I mean, I know they probably. I mean, how they gonna figure what? Yeah, no. You know what? I take it back. They could say when you order the box, select a round size, and they could do it. But whatever. So that's the only thing that I'm not really thrilled with right now. But the Bastion Glock rear plate for $15, and you know, who doesn't like that? You got your little Gadsden snake guy with "Don't Tread on Me." That's really cool. I was having another conversation today too, though, but like, some people will take heed of this. Some people will say, "Fuck that," whatever. But you know, if you are carrying and you do have to draw and fire, and you know, they gotta take your gun, like, you know, and temporarily anyway, and you have like a kill 'em all, let God sort 'em out, or you have a you know, you know, whatever it is on your back plate, you don't want to get. There are certain anti-gun forces at work that are going to look for any excuse to say that you're a raving psychopath that was looking to shoot people in certain government agencies these days. I'm just throwing it out there. And I didn't even think about that until somebody said, yeah, you need to look at like what you have on there. Now, freedom of speech. It's your firearm. You can dress it up however you want. And this, of course, is all about the formation of our nation and freedom. But there are some people that want to go out there and want to Rambo it up. And, you know, personally, it's a choice I wouldn't make, because I don't put Punisher skulls all over the place and everything anyway. I find that to be lame. Probably pissed a bunch of people off with that. I don't like to do all sorts of commercialized stuff all over everything either. But this is something that I think would look this would look cool. This makes a subtle little statement. I might put something that said like pew pew or whatever, but yeah, you know, you want to say like, oh no, I fired in self-defense, and then you have something on, you have a back plate that says like, you know, hot to kill or something like. So people put stupid shit out there sometimes. Just saying. But you can get, I mean, there are so many different backplate. People make all sorts of different ones. So this is a cool one to have. You know, and the funny part is there's not a whole lot of other guns. I understood when he said it's like the Lego of guns. There's not a lot of other guns where they just have these modular little pieces that you can customize and stuff like that. So anyway, moving on. Now that I've alienated a whole bunch of people by saying I don't like Punisher skulls, this is the the Bastion MFBA, the magazine disassembly and pin removal combo tool for Glock. I didn't know Bastion made all this stuff. So what do we have here? So this is the punch, the magic punch for disassembling all things Glock. So you can use this to take all your pins out, and I have disassembled Glocks with Darren, and yeah, it's amazing how with the removal of just a pin or two, the whole thing comes apart. So you've got that right here. Now is this molded in? Is this one piece? Does this? No, that's not removable or replaceable. Okay, it's cool. And then we can argue about whether or not you need this or not, but it's the tool to help you remove the bottom plate from your magazines. Well, I thought that would be a little easier. I don't want to mar this one up because it's not mine. I don't want to mess with it, but that's, you know, that should just slide right off there, right? I mean, like any other magazine does. You push the magic button and there we go. I wasn't going hard enough because. So, do you really need this guy? I mean, I guess it helps give you leverage, but I guess not every magazine works exactly the same way. But in theory, I mean, it's the same way you take apart an AR magazine for the most part. You know, it's got a little takedown pin, and you push on it, and then you push the bottom of the magazine, bottom of the spring, and then it, you know, that's how you disassemble it. So a little tool that gives you a little leverage doing that, and then the punch, the magic size punch for taking everything else apart. Where they charge this for $25. Okay, it's all out of T6 aluminum, so it's nice and lightweight, won't rust on you. I'm going to let the real Glock guys weigh in on how valuable a tool this is for them. We talked about the front sight tool. Now we have, this is again, if you're a 9mm dude, great. If you're not a 9mm dude, I don't know. And you know what? Oh, here's the other thing. I might be talking completely out of my ass. Maybe when you order the Glock box, the Glock 3.0 box, maybe they did ask you. I just realized I didn't order this. Kevin ordered this. Maybe they do ask you for a cartridge size. But so snap caps. So you can put these in for all sorts of practice. I just realized, you remember when I said I don't have 9mm rounds to mess with? Yeah, I do. So you can use these. Now, you know, you shouldn't be dry firing, right? But these have no primer, a little bit of rubber in there, so you can actually use these for practice, for you know, practicing your squeeze not snap. You can use these for practicing your cycling through, just loading your magazine. Now these feel like they're all aluminum. They're very nice. There we go, loading magazine. Now you can see it is still, maybe if they were brass they'd be easier to see inside, but you can definitely see, like I can see where they are, but Be a little easier if it was just clear. Anyway, with these guys, you know, they'll feed like normal, and you can pull the trigger and click, and that firing pin is gonna hit into this rubber thing. So it's not like dry firing, and you can use them to simulate, you know, duds, misfires, you know, so you can go through your, I still call it sports, because that's the military training in me. But, you know, clearing a jam or whatever in there. You can put it in, like, you know, you can take it to the range. You can even load it in with, you know, a magazine, you know, just randomly put it in there and load it with like live rounds, so that unexpectedly on the range, as you're firing, you know, bang, 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 click, and then you can go through the motions to actually clear it out there. But what I think these are great for is that it actually gives you the opportunity to practice those fundamentals of wrist position, your grip on the handle, your pad of the finger on the trigger, you know, squeeze, don't snap, things like that. And there are other things to help you practice that too, but these are nice because then you can shoot, rack, you know, and practice things like that. So you get 6 of them. They are $15. Totally safe, and totally safe. A snap cap is a device shaped like blah, 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 blah. Okay. And then it has a little lanyard. So I guess you can put them all on the lanyard when you're done, so you don't lose them. A little lanyard hole in there. Okay, interesting. Now the big thing. This is what is all the weight in the box. I've seen Darren adjusting rear sights on Glocks, and it does not look like fun. But this little jig they got here definitely looks like it would make it easier. So there are these plastic pads that you can slip in here, so that you're not marring up the slide, because you're gonna take the slide off, you're gonna put it in, and you can actually use this to move that sight in the dovetail, because it travels along here, and position exactly where you want. Now, why would you want to move that rear sight instead of having it just straight down the middle? Well, we were having this discussion too. Two schools of thought. One is if you're using all the correct fundamentals of shooting, you should be able to get that gun on target every time. But everybody's a little bit different, and that's why some sights are adjustable. And I've got measurements here, by the way, and everything. Maybe the way you hold it is just a little bit off. You know, maybe you don't want to have to line it. Whatever. I'm not going to comment. The point is, you can adjust your rear sight to help you correct that, whether you're snapping, whether there's a little bit of pull, whatever. You can adjust your rear sight with this to correct a left-right discrepancy on the target. And yes, some people will argue, very purists, like, no, if you just practice your positioning and your technique, you won't need to do that. But to them, I say, well, you know, my AR has fully adjustable rear sights too, and nobody says a word when I adjust those left or right. So anyway, whatever. But this is, from what I understand, this brand, Vism, is middle of the road. It's not bad. It's not real great. It is what it is, but it's a decent tool for getting stuff done. So I think it's cool to have. Comes with provisions for bolting it directly down to your workbench. So yeah, and I like the fully padded little travel set that it comes as. So take it with you and work on your sights wherever you want. So $60 there. And then finally, you get your t-shirt. Now, I'm not going to open the whole t-shirt, but because, you know, we've got the exact same design on the magnet, which it says is priceless. But T-shirt quality looks pretty good. And it's a nice big T-shirt of Glockness. And this is exactly what is on the T-shirt. Standard issue TacPack supply. Live free. Alright, so you get the magnet, slap it on your pistol case and get to work ye-haw. And then you have the T-shirt that matches that. I don't know if I'd wear that. I mean, honestly, I don't know if it's a shirt I'd wear, but I'd wear it as like a work T-shirt at the shop or something. So, lots of stuff in this box. It makes me wish I was a Glock dude so that I'd have like a cool box. And I guess, you know, Glock being one of the most popular handgun brands in the country, I guess that's why they put this together. I'd love it if they put together a Smith & Wesson box or a Springfield box or, you know, whatever. Yeah, but I guess the reason they do this is because, you know, a Glock is a Glock is a Glock no matter what model you have, for the most part. You know, it is what it is. It's just difference in caliber. That's why I guess that's why they can do this. But it's, I don't know. It's, you know, I've been wanting to jump on the bandwagon for a little bit. I just don't know which model I want to get into. So, hey, put it in the comments. Which Glock, if I were to get a Glock, if I were to become a Glock guy, which Glock do you think I should get? Knowing that I normally like to shoot 40 caliber, that's my, I like it. I think it's got good velocity combined with good stopping power, and I've seen the, how do I put it? Downrange 9mm has failed us on a number of occasions. And I recognize that we are not downrange, but it's left a real bad taste in my mouth. So it's not the pig that a 45 is, but it's step up from 9. I don't know. But what do you guys think? What are you guys rolling out with? You Glock guys, what do you carry? What do you think? And then what do you think of this box? Who else got it and is like happy with it? Who's not happy with it? Who wants to educate me more on the ways of Glock? Because I know that there's so many of you out there that could have done a much better explanation of this box than I could. But you guys were wanting to see my reactions. You know, my reaction is, if I had a Glock, I'd be happy with this box. I'd be really happy with this box. I think that there are some really, I love the purpose-built tools. I love that they put something like, if this was something more cartoonish, or if this was something more commercialized, I'd probably not be happy. But this is great. This is great right here. Like I said, the one thing that I'd be like iffy on is the 9mm. But then again, you guys can correct me. Did they ask what caliber you're into, and then send out the specific caliber, or is it just like 9mm all around? I don't know. Now that I think about it, it seems like a terrible idea to just assume everybody's into 9mm. I'm not sure. I still think that I'd still like a little less opacity on this. Like if you're gonna make it a clear magazine, make it a clear magazine. Like I have flat out clear windows on some AR mags, you know, just clear so you can see into them. Also in the box, by the way, it's a 15% off coupon for Elite Tactical Systems. Look at that. Look at that magazine. Look at that one right there. Totally clear. It's probably just not a real magazine though. We got that. So yeah, I'm excited. You guys really wanted to see me open this box and either sound like an idiot about it or just to see what I thought of it. So now I did both. I sounded like an idiot about it and I told you what I thought about it. This is not one where I feel real confident on all the stuff, but I'm glad I got a chance to do a little research and talk to some people that are better at it than I am. But I, you know, put together a Mark 23 SOCOM box, and you know, let me talk about that. Let's see how I do that. Anyway, or the M9. Oh God, I don't want to talk about the M9. What's the maximum effective range of the M9 as far as you can throw it? I used to tell my students, my trainees, that, and I used to get in trouble because they used to think I was serious somehow. They thought that was a real military answer. Anyway, what do you guys think? I want to know in the comments. So I'm glad I finally got this. and Kevin wants to meet up and pick it up and give me something. So that's could be cool or it could be ominous. I don't know, man. The way I respond to some comments, something could be acid in the face. I don't know, but we'll find out. Anyway, so yeah, thank you to Kevin for supplying this so we could all take a look. I got to learn a lot more about Glocks, so that's really awesome for me. That's my payoff here, and I can't wait to see what you guys have to say. But as always, remember that you guys are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will be back again real soon.